Yes, as it is presently, UNIDEL library is okay because of the stage we are. University of Delta is still a young university. That is why we have not reached the peak as regards library services. The peak I mean is having a big structure that we use as a library. Because that big structure will help us to have more seating capacity. Like if we are doing accreditation exercise, one of the questions they ask, how many seating capacity do you have? And what we have right now is 277, which is still low compared to other universities. I know of universities that have about 1,005 seating capacity, 2,000 and 2,005. And that is my dream for the university, to make sure that the university library come up to that level. The internet, from my own observation and assessment, it does not affect the physical library. The physical library is there carrying out its own function, while the internet is there. We use the two. You consult, you go to the internet, you get your e-resources, and at the end, you will still print out. When you print out, you still have your hard copy. So the books are still very useful. From the statistics we take daily here, I know that students who are serious-minded, they come here to consult our books. Oh, this one is a very wonderful aspect and a beautiful question, because University of Delta has really keyed into e-library. Before the university came, we were already having an e-library on ground. So as the university came, we expanded on it by subscribing to databases. You know, it's expensive to run an e-library, but because of the university, we are subscribed to a lot of databases. You can see a list of databases we have. They are here. These are the list of databases for our e-library. We have closed access and open access, all with their username and password. So we are on course concerning the e-library. We don't have problem. But like I said before, we are hoping that in future we'll have a larger space for the e-library, where we can have up to 100 or 150 seating capacity for the e-library. But right now what we have is 40 seating capacity. Generally, reading culture has reduced in Nigeria because our youths are out there looking for quick money. So they feel going through education is a lot of time wasting. Reading culture has reduced, but I always try to encourage youths for them to take their reading habits serious, because anybody that reads is always knowledgeable. And whatever you read today, or whatever you learn today, is always useful in the future. Even those that said reading is no longer profitable, or according to their slogan, education na scam. At the end of the day, you still find out that they are the ones that still come into the system looking for how to get connected to educated people. Most of them even want to come back to school. So reading culture has reduced, but we hope that those of us in the education system will be able to talk to our youths for them to be serious with their reading culture. I know that there are some students that read online. There are some students that have their textbook online and they read online. So it's just those that feel that reading is not part of them, that see internet as a negative influence. To me, internet is not the negative influence, it's the individual. If you go to the internet, it's what you want to see, you will see. If you are ready for reading purposes, you browse your materials online and you get your materials and you read. I know of students that download books from internet and they read it. Yes, we are processing one that has just been released to the university library. It's in process, though we have not completed the process, but it's still undergoing process. So they have recognized the university library for third form intervention. The challenges, the first challenge that I'll mention here, which cuts across all areas in life, is finance. Finance is our challenge. With finance, like what I mentioned the first time, this sitting capacity, that's getting a big library structure. With finance, we can get it. With finance, we can reach out. With finance, we buy more books. With finance, we employ staff, and our library will get to that world-class standard we are expecting. So finance is the major thing that is our problem. We have a lack of interest in the profession. If you see librarianship as a profession is a very dry area. Many people don't like coming in here because they feel that it's not medicine, it's not engineering, it's not law. So that is our main challenge. We have very few professionals in this profession. Delta State as a whole, as of today, I think we just have only 2 or 3 professors in this librarianship. So lack of professionals is one of our challenges too. Because it's not making us to be able to carry out the job the way it is. Like in my library now, we don't have professionals here. Most of the staff you see, they are either admin staff, not librarians. So when I, as a librarian, as a professional librarian, if I'm trying to explain some duties, do it this way, because they are not professionals, it's really relatively difficult for them to carry out the duty. But they are trying on their own. So if we have, if the government can help us with employment, it will also help us to render our services very well. Professor Chiemeke, our Vice Chancellor, is a godsend to this university. I always look at her as my role model. I look at her as a source of encouragement. She is a capacity Vice Chancellor. She knows her onions. She's wonderful in all ramifications. And one thing I admire so much about her is that she has special love for God. She takes God first in most of her dealings. Her leadership, her work style is so good. And she has taught me so many things. Since I started working with her, I've learned a lot. She knows how to get her goal. She knows how to set the pace for work to be done properly. Especially what she has done in the library. As people came in, you saw some changes in our library. She did a lot of innovations here because of the last accreditation, because she has love for the library, love for education, and love for the university generally. She's a good leader.
Do you see?
My advice for staff and students of this institution is to hold on to 3 qualities. The first one, we should take God first. The second, work hard. And the third, build up a good character for yourself. These 3 qualities go together. If you see anybody that is successful in life today, check the person's history. The person must have held on to these 3 qualities. Being serious with your God, because if you are serious with your God, God will be serious with you. Then, if you are hardworking, you cannot say because you are a Christian, you'll be coming late to work, you'll be leaving the office at any time, you will not come to work at all. If you are doing that, that means you are disobeying God, your creator. Then, if you say you have God, you are hardworking, and you have bad character, you have a character that can destroy you, the other two will not make sense. So the three has to go together. I always advise my students when I go to class to teach. I tell them, yes, you are in school today, but try to hold on to these three qualities. Then you will see your future, you have a bright future. So that's my advice for staff and students of this university. Thank you.